I pride myself on being one of those straight-talking, down-to-earth people who live life with God out in the open. I work in the food and beverage industry in a sizable hotel. I think I do my job well. I look out for my work colleagues, join in at the pub and talk about whatever I'm up to. My faith in God, my Bible studies, my love of good coffee and how much I enjoy people watching in the park. Over the time I've worked there, I've gained a reputation for fixing things, surprisingly often with prayer. There was the computer that wasn't working and they really needed it to work. When no one could get it to work, I prayed for it, right there in the office. No fuss or bother, no big palaver, no big deal. God answers prayer. So I asked him. I did so not knowing if he would answer. That after all is up to him. And of course, when the computer started to whirl into life, God wasn't just showing that he answers, he was helping us get the work done. And then there was the curious incident of the notoriously stubborn vending machine. A member of staff came to me and asked if I would come and pray for the extrication of the can of Coke that had been paid for but was refusing to come out. I went down to have a look, and to be fair, at first I tried the usual ways of coaxing the can, pressing the buttons, shaking the machine. Nothing. Like Balaam's ass, the can refused to budge. So I prayed. I'd hardly said a sentence when the can clunked into the delivery tray to the cheers and laughters of the gaggle of staff who had gathered to look on. One day, in my final week at the hotel, the duty manager came to find me to tell me that they couldn't get into the safe. 3 people had already tried the combination on the lock and the issue had been escalated to the general manager. And he suggested I be invited to come and try. I tried the code. Nothing happened. At this point, the duty manager said rather dismissively, "Well, you might as well pray then." So ignoring the hint of mockery, I not only prayed, but then laid hands on the safe, with a room full of people. Then I put the code in again, and the safe clicked open. The next day was my final day, and my successor's first day. It was the usual morning review meeting, including the reading of yesterday's incident log. All the department heads were there, since anything to do with the safe has to be recorded in the log and shared at the meeting. The duty manager duly read out, "Safe would not open. Jane asked to help. She prayed. Safe opened." No one in the room batted an eyelid except my replacement, whose wide-eyed look of amazement betrayed his bewilderment. What kind of place have I come to? What kind of place? The kind of place where it's normal for non-Christians to come and ask a Christian to pray to solve a problem. The kind of place where it's normal for a Christian, well, this Christian anyway, to pray out loud in front of others in the middle of a shift, in the middle of the canteen, in the middle of the office. The kind of place where the lordship of Christ over the material world is as evident today as it was in the days of Elijah, when a young prophet dropped a hugely valuable axe head in the Jordan, and the old prophet threw in the stick, and the axe head rose to the surface. The kind of place where the lordship of Christ over stuff is evident as his lordship over the wind and the waves, but also an ordinary place where a follower of Jesus not only spoke of Jesus, but where, like the apostles in Acts 4, asked the Lord to stretch out his hand and heal in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ. It's the kind of place where a hotel food and beverage operative trusts she will one day see her former colleagues at Christ's great marriage.